kicked off yesterday. Let me just slow down since I'm getting my live going on my YouTube and Facebook on my laptop. Waiting for some folks to join me, but I always gotta kick this thing off. Kick this show off with one of my favorite songs. Mhm. I know y'all feel away out there. I know y'all feel away. What up, Henry? What up, my boy? I know y'all awake out there. Joining your favorite folks. Love the game 24/7. I see you out here. You can run that ball back in the day together. If you acclimated to the side, to the inside. Yes, sir. What's up? What's up? You know, we here talking football, some Super Bowl, right? And IG, Facebook, YouTube. If you go to my website, lovethegames24/7.com. Yeah, you guys got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. What's up? Yeah, yeah. Come on, y'all still out there. You know, live and well. We're gonna get it started here in a little minute. I'm gonna keep y'all along. Yes, sir. You're gonna get it kicked off here. Let me just let some folks know I am live. Yes, sir. Come on, y'all. Jump on here. Jump on here. I know y'all watching some of this basketball game. That thing. Let's go. All right, all right. That's what's up, man. We got to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves with everything that's going on, right? With everything that's happening, we got to make sure we check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, right? You know, I'm always staying on it. Let me see what I got going on. Who else playing tonight? We got to see what's going on. I'm always flipping, checking out what sport is on, right? What's happening, making sure I keep myself focused. But man, yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk a little bit of Super Bowl. I know they kicked off the Radio Row yesterday. Caught a lot of stuff on Pat McAfee, First Take, First Things First. Um, what is that with my boy, the running backs and the receivers on with Acho, whatever they call it, the facility or whatever they call this show. You know, everybody down in New Orleans, not New Orleans, but New Orleans for the Super Bowl, right? Getting their Radio Road live shows on across the airwaves and the social media. And you know, I'm your favorite coach. Love the game 24/7, Coach Smith. And just wanted to pop on here. You know, anybody got any questions? Anybody want to? All right, Darcy George, thank you for joining. I know y'all out there. I know y'all awake out there. You know, well, my South Florida Bulls back home. My Bulls on TV tonight. I didn't realize that I would return to it soon if I'd have known they were playing tonight. But then my South Florida Bulls that you see in the background. Hopefully, to get that dub tonight. Trying to get this season a spark. You know, man, that was a tragedy losing the head coach, man, that did a great job in his first year coaching the Florida Bulls. And I was looking forward to what he was going to do this year with that team. And yeah, it's just kind of hard. It's just kind of sad that we lost the coach. And these boys are dealing with that stuff, man. That's not an easy thing that they're dealing with the loss of their coach in that community back there in South Florida and Tampa, man. He had an amazing season for his first year to do what he did with those young men down there in Tampa back home. And just hope they can just pull out and have a decent season this year with all the stuff they've dealt with all of a sudden losing a coach. But I know the girls are lit back home, the South Florida Bull girls team, their women's team, they're doing pretty good. They're topping the nation. So that's good. But yeah, man, you just want to let you folks get on here and join up a little bit. Conversation, just general conversation, just, you know, who you got, Hanks? You got them Eagles? You got them Eags? What about you, Darcy? You got them Eags? My folks on IG, you got them Chiefs? You know, talk back to me, you know, questions, comments. You know, I'll give a little plug, quick plug, you know, about my football camp. Lee, you know, I'd love to have you up here, man, coach up some of these running backs, man. Come on up to North Carolina and help me out with this camp. You know, so like I said, this camp is March 29th, skills development camp that I'm putting on here in Wilmington, North Carolina area. Like I said, you know, I spent many years playing this game, running track, playing a little bit of basketball, but mainly football and track. I've been a financial aid advisor. I'm assistant director, so I know about scholarships. I know about how to do that FAFSA form. I know how to look for scholarships. You know, so I come as a huge resource to you folks out there about finding this aid. I know my boy Lee, who I played ball with, his daughter was a great softball player out of Notre Dame. Indeed, I'm talking about the Notre Dame. So he knows about that recruiting. We play ball together, D2 ball. And so, you know, I come with a lot of experience and knowledge and bringing those along with me that I know that have a lot of experience and knowledge about how to develop your skill in football. So March 29th, you need to get here from 3rd grade up to 12th grade, because I've seen it too many times. You know, these are some things that I worked on being a kid from Florida, and they got me scholarship offers. And what I did for my oldest son, they got him, you know, a Power 5 Division I scholarship as a quarterback, and had an opportunity. He made it to the NFL. Has been played 5 years. He, you know, still looking to play ball coming up next season after he had a little injury issue, nothing major, but he still, you know, has what it, you know, takes to play at that level. So but he was blessed to make it there. So I'm sharing all these ideas that I used self and learned growing up, that I honed and made better with kids that I coach along with my sons, and knowing what this thing is about. And so when you go to these, my camp is for you to come to before you go to college camps, before you go to the ranking camps, and then prepare yourself like you needed to either get a ranking that's desirable to these college coaches that are recruiting you, and you set yourself back because you didn't prepare right. That's what my camp is all about. Right? My camp is to help get you right before you go to these camps later this summer. So that's why I have it in March. So I can look at kids and tell them what they need to go back home and work on. Or kids who are locally that need a coach to train them, as a running back, DB, or wide receiver, train them what I do. Or if you just want some training on learning how to run your 40 right, learn how to run your short shuttle right, your L drill, right, your linebacker drill. I don't care what drill you want to go. You got to go through. You got to know what you're doing before you go. You got to practice these drills because this is what they're going to be taking you through, what we're going to show you. And they're also helping you hone your position skills, right? This is what we're going to show you. So before you go to the college camps this summer, before you go to any ranking camps later on this spring and this summer, you want to shine. But you got to know what you're doing before you go out there. Too many kids go out there and they're green. They don't know what to do. And then, they're bad. They got bad numbers, right? The numbers don't look good to the recruiters and to the scouts. I would have been on earlier tonight, but as you can see, I got my referee stuff on. So Coach Smith was busy. I'm busy tomorrow. Instead of 2 JV games tomorrow, I got 1 because my first JV game got canceled for whatever reason. There's stuff going around, people not feeling well. So I know I've had 1 game earlier this year that was canceled. And because we had the snow that we don't normally get in North Carolina, that we're not used to, getting, it shut some things down for us here. I'm going to put in the chat, on my YouTube chat, football skills. I'll put it on the IG too. Football skills development camp on March 29th. Register at www.lovethegame247.com. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all jumping in there. And my boy, yes, sir. Register now. Appreciate y'all jumping on, man. Who you got for the Super Bowl? Tell me. Tell me who you got. Them Eagles or them Chiefs? Who you have? Who do you have? Y'all let me know out there. Let me know who you got. Yes, sir. This is your favorite coach, Coach Smith. Love the game 24/7, man. We're talking. Oh, no worries if you can't take too long, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, I got my referee stuff on. I'm on late tonight because I was calling the game, middle school game. And so I'm on a little late. But I made it. Like I said, you got the Radio Row stuff going on with the NFL leading up to the Super Bowl Sunday, right? And so so who y'all got? I really don't have no skin in the game. I don't think I'd be upset either way on who wins. It'd be great if Mahomes could make history, but it'd also be Great to see Jalen Hurst get him one, right? With the Eagles. That would be great too. I'm gonna put my skills development camp information in here. You can go to my website, lovethegame247.com, and get registered now. Get yourself registered now. Get your young athlete the training and coaching that they need to develop and get themselves scholarship opportunities. There we go. It's in there. I just shared it. So y'all can click on that link that I just put in the chat, right? Share that with your young athletes. Share that with them so they'll know what they need to, we got somebody here to help them get developed. That's what it's all about, right? It's what it's all about, trying to be sure these young athletes. And I don't care if you have girls. There's some girls out there playing some ball, whether it be flag, they can come to the camp too. All they need to do is bring come in their athletic shorts, cleats, a mouth guard. They're playing as I'm working with Publix and Chick-fil-A right now to serve lunch. Get them to be a sponsor. They're gonna get a nice camp shirt. They're gonna get some expert coaching. Right, they're gonna get some expert coaching on what they need to do to improve upon their skill in football, to gain some exposure for these college recruiters. Right, so go to lovethegame247.com. That's my website. It's up, it's live. All right. I'm gonna be here in Wilmington, North Carolina area. Right, y'all need to, get here. I may go back live again on TikTok after I get off here for a minute, because I need to share my link for those folks out there to get to this camp and get registered. So not too many kids, man. I'm telling you, they mess up when they go to these camps. So they don't know how to do things as well as they should, and they don't get the attention they probably deserve or could get because somebody didn't take the time, or they didn't take the time to invest in themselves, or parents, you didn't take the time maybe to invest in them like you should. You got to invest, right? Yeah, you got to invest. We see, some of this live shot of the South Florida Bulls back home. The game is tied up. But hey, I want to help you give your young athlete an opportunity to get an opportunity to play at this next level. There's nothing like playing college sports, high school and college sports. Nothing like it, man. It's great. It's great to blessed to have that opportunity to play at the next level. There's a lot of schools out there where a young person can get a scholarship to help pay for their education and help them gain a great experience and great new relationships, friends, right? So, but this is what it's all about, man. We're, coming on here on this live, I want to use this platform, to grow, gain some exposure about what I'm doing and helping young people learn how to get scholarships, whether it be academics, a loan. I know how to do all that too as a financial aid, 25 years working at the community college, state university, private university, state department of education, student lending. I've been on pretty much all sides of it. So 25 years. But yeah, I'm excited about this camp coming up on March 29th. Right. You need to share this information with your young people out there. So this is what I'm going to be doing, like my little radio live. If y'all got questions, that some of my folks who jumped on IG, appreciate you guys joining me on IG, Facebook, and YouTube. Don't hesitate if you got a question. You got some sort, questions about the camp coming up, something about the Super Bowl, anything you have out there, because you got a young person that you want to help. I got the link out there in the chat. LoveTheGame247.com for you to get information over to those that want to get some help in their recruiting. And like I said, I can help an athlete in any sport, right, about how they need to go about doing their recruiting. But I can help even more for those athletes who play football and who run track. Right. Track, we know you got to get your times, right? Your time's got to be some of the best in the state, right? Some of the fastest in the state to be up. You got to be up in there. Okay. And coaches got to see those times progressing throughout the track season, right? And if you putting that work in practice, if you are stretching yourself, if you're pushing yourself, that's what I mean. If you're pushing yourself in track and you're running those times that the coach wants you to come in at, you're not trying to kill it right now. Season just started with track. So, it's a progression. It's a week progression. If you shouldn't be lifting weights hard, but you should be doing some light weightlifting once or twice a week during your track season. Right? Nothing heavy. Definitely stretching. But you got to do a little bit of lifting, a little bit of light, light lifting once or twice a week, at least once. Twice is, be pretty good, but you got to do it. You got to lift at least once, like some full body stuff, since you're going to do one day, you got to do it like a circuit of full body work. So now if you do two, you can, do light work upper body, light work lower body, right? Either before or after practice. But you got to push yourself to get them times down by the time as the season progresses. You got to really get them times down, because when you do that, like that young 400 meter young man that was on the Olympic team at 16 years old, he just broke the I think the national high school record in the 400 meters this past weekend. So you got to learn how to help teach your young male and female athletes about how to give it their all. I mean, you got to give it your all to where they got to drag you, or they got to come pick you up off the field, after practice every day, or after your meet, right? Because your adrenaline is just going to be up anyway. So if you're killing it in practice like the coach needs you to, and you're hitting your times in practice, that adrenaline kicks in, man, in a meet, because that competition, and you want to get out, and you want to make people run your race, make them come after you. Make them chase you. Put yourself to the test when you're running track. Sometimes you just gotta, whether you win or not, you gotta just push yourself. Go out, make them chase you. All it's gonna do is make you stronger. As the season progresses, it's just gonna build your endurance, right? Build up your lactic acid to recover quick, right? Because you keep challenging yourself, competing against yourself, right? And as you compete against yourself, right, first and foremost, it's going to help you compete against those other ones. So that's what I learned in track, man. When I started running at 400, I'm a two-time conference champion my junior, senior year in track and field, and we always came in anywhere between the third and fifth fastest time in the conference. We had a competitive 400 meter time for nationals as well, in D2 nationals. That's one thing I love about track. No matter what division you were, if you were in a division more than Division One, but if your time was competitive enough from being a Division 2 school or Division 3 school or JUCO in track, it didn't even matter if you were a JUCO in track. If your times, whether it was an individual time or a team time in a relay or whatever, if it was fast enough to make the Division 1 nationals, you could go to the Division 1 nationals as a JUCO athlete or team, or as a Division 2 NAIA, Division 3 track. It didn't matter. If you hit them times in track and field, you could make the Division 1 national, no matter what level. Appreciate you guys joining me. So no matter what level, that's what I loved about track, man. That's what I loved about track. Because you're competing with yourself in that clock. You're competing against others, but when you can run and you're competing against yourself, man, to hit your times. That's what you got to teach these kids when you coach them. That's what I did when one of my coaches that I coached with, Coach Sean Watson, former Olympian, that I had the blessing of coaching with, man, and learning a lot from him. He's Olympic. As a matter of fact, Coach Sean Watson, he defeated Carl Lewis to end his undefeated long jump streak. Coach Watson was a sprinter and a long jumper on the Olympic team, and he ended Carl's longest winning streak in the long jump. And he beat Carl. That's what he's known for. Coach Sean Watson, look him up. Real good brother from Ohio that lives down in the Burg, St. Pete, Florida, where I'm from. Had the blessing of coaching with him in high school. He was the head track coach. And so I coached football and then coached track with Coach Sean. But yeah, like I said, this is what Love the Game 24/7 is about, man, giving y'all knowledge about this recruiting process for your young athlete, right? And so, you need to really, go to my YouTube channel because I'm live right now on IG. So appreciate y'all joining me on IG. And like y'all probably thinking like, what Coach Smith? My favorite coach has a referee jersey on today because I'm doing it, y'all. I keep involved. I went from football refereeing to basketball. I still keep my coaching hat on. Oh, I want to give y'all an update. I got 2 young men that I helped this year. One from Laney High School, not too far from my home, Michael Jordan's high school. He just got offered HBCU to Johnson C. Smith, Division 2 scholarship. He just got offered, and I think he's going to have more to come in. He had to work on his GPA, and he got his GPA up, and now he got offers. And the National Signing Day was just yesterday, right? For these kids to get signed. That started National Signing Day for scholarships for certain sports, mainly football. So that kicked off yesterday. And so this young man that I helped, excited for him that he got a solid offer from Johnson C. Smith, HBCU up here in North Carolina. So he won't be far from home if he decide to go there, depending on, what other offers he may get. And then I had another young man, my wife's best friend, one of her best friends that lives in Tennessee area. He got a preferred walk-on opportunity to go to Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma. So those are 2 young men that I really work with. There's some others that I'm still working with that hopefully I'll be able to get them something, teaching them about what they need to do. And so there's, 2 great young men that's going to be able to further their playing career, right? And playing sports and playing at the next level. They got scholarship opportunities. So like I always tell you, it don't matter you get in as long as you get in. Now it's up to you what you do with it when you get in. So don't be focused on about how you got in. Just as long as I got in. I get to play my sport, right? That I love doing. I see you, Darius. I need to get you here if you're not playing. Darius Williams, who's on here on my IG live. That's my other son. Darius is one of those young men that I had the blessing of when I was back home coaching my boys and helping him out with his recruiting. He was at another school, but Darius went on to be a Division 2 All-American. Got invited to the East-West Shrine game back home in St. Pete before they moved it back out to California. And he played some solid pro ball at the CFL, Canadian League, also Indoor Football League. I'd love to get you in the UFL, man, because I know you still got what it takes to play at the NFL level. You just need a break. But I need you to come up here on March 29th if you're not playing somewhere and help me out, help your uncle out, right? Come on up. But yeah, some of y'all, hey, give me some comments. What who you got for the Super Bowl? Be sure to share. I put it in the chat. LoveTheGame247.com about my March 29th football camp, development camp, right? I'll give periodic plugs about that. But this is Super Bowl. This is like Radio Row. I'll take questions from my guests. So if you got some questions, let me check my other. I'm on YouTube Live and my Facebook Live, and if there's any questions out there, hey, shoot away if you got some questions. About who you got for the Super Bowl. You got Pat Mahomes, or you got Jalen Hurts. I want to know who some of you all have for the Super Bowl. I said earlier, for some of you all who just jumped on, I don't really, it really wouldn't hurt me either way. It'd be great to see Mahomes get number 3 in a row. So we'll stop hearing him talk about who the GOAT is. It's obvious, right? Tom Brady is the GOAT for the number of Super Bowl wins. We know that. That's, with hands and butts about it. And I just think hands down, Patrick Mahomes is probably the best quarterback to ever play the game. And he's winning, right? But, you got to throw Lamar Jackson's. A lot of people, you can throw in there. So, Randall Cunningham, he's, he has to be up in there too, to do a threat QB, right? So, there's a lot of people we can say that's like, some of the best to ever play the game. But when you can say you're one of the best athletes as well as one of the best winners in the game, because Tom Brady wasn't the best athlete. Tom Brady was just a great, physician. Okay, I see. Okay, Sharon, I see. You said you going for them birds. Okay. All right, I hear you. All right, somebody out there alive and kicking got some doing some trash talking. You going for them E's. Okay. Hey, I would love to see Jalen get him a win too. That's why I said, it wouldn't hurt me either way. I think it'll be exciting either way. I just want to see a great game. I don't want to see a blowout, any of that stuff. And I don't think it will. The reason why I don't think it will is because of how well Philadelphia runs the football. They can eat up some of that clock. But then again, even though they got such a great running game, they might not eat up enough clock. Because man, Saquon just be, 30, 60, 80-yard touchdowns. So if that's happening, it could be a high scoring game, because Philly has one of the best, if not the best, run blocking offensive line. They ain't that great pass blocking. They do a decent job pass blocking. They do, but not like they run block. They run block, man, out this world. When you got a running back like Saquon that has vision like he has and has the ability, to get through some things and set himself up. You get to the second level, man, it's see you later. You don't want him to get to the second and third level, because if you get to that second and third level, running the ball, man, it's a done deal. But like I said, they'll score so fast in the run game with him getting big runs. And then Philly, then the Chiefs, Mahomes sometimes knows how to work that clock too, running and passing the ball, right? But they can score fast too. So it's gonna be good, y'all. I think it's gonna be probably one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in a while. At least that's what I'm hoping anyway. It's gonna be exciting. Who else? All right, Sharon threw her shout out there on IG chat. What's going on, chat? Oh, y'all quiet. Come on, let's see. I've been blessed to have some of y'all wake up, get in on some of this. Man, South Florida back home still going at it. Well, they're in overtime. They might see what happens. Like I said earlier, it's tough on South Florida after losing their head coach like they did. And so, but yeah, they're in overtime right now. But yeah, so okay, we got Sharon. One person spoke up. Some of y'all don't want to say who y'all got or who you have for the Super Bowl. Are y'all gonna be bandwagon jumpers? At least I know Sharon's not gonna be a bandwagon jumper. My team are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they got put out. They made it to the playoffs, so um, that's I got some people sending me a message. Let me see what's going on. What my one homeboy talking about on here. Oh, okay. Thank you, my homeboy Kirk. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? We're coming now. I know some of y'all are awake watching some shows like I'm watching. I won't keep you too much longer. We'll get ready to shut it down here. But I'll be on earlier tomorrow because I'm like I said, I just like the NFL doing their radio row. Last year I did radio row and I had Coach Harvey from back home at CCC who played for that last national championship team that Miami had, the Miami Hurricanes had. He was on that final team. I tried hitting Coach Harvey up. Yep, I'm calling you out live on Instagram, Coach Harvey. I hit you up to try to get you back on again. Maybe I'll get him on before Sunday. We'll see. But I'm gonna go live on Sunday. We having a Super Bowl festivities over here at my house with some of my brothers from church and wherever else. But we're gonna be here live kicking. One of my brothers is gonna be in town. I don't know, some of y'all, I don't know if y'all have been with me the whole time, rocking with me the whole time, but that's cool. But I shared that I had prostate cancer about 6 months ago and had surgery and had to go through a PET scan again yesterday, but everything's all clear. Praise God for that. Healthy. But I may have to do some radiation therapy, but as far as my PET scan and following up on that, everything came out good. So I thank God for that and staying healthy so I can continue to do what I love to do and helping young athletes and parents navigate through this recruiting process and talking sports, talking football, NBA, been crazy with that trade, right? All this trade stuff happening, Luka, Doncic, and AD, and Jimmy Butler, and a few other guys that were like shocking getting traded. KD almost got traded back to Golden State, and he told them that he didn't want to get traded to Golden State if they were going to trade him. So, the player he is and the respect that he deserves and earned to have, they honored his request, which is that's an honor, huge honor when people can respect how you love the game and how you treated the game, like a guy like Durant or LeBron or quite a few others out there, Chris Paul, even some of the old heads, where you get that respect. So that says a lot about who he is as a character and what people appreciate what he brings to the game, to the NBA game, and Kevin Durant. And so we'll see what happens with him and the Phoenix Suns if they part ways at the end of the season or what, or before the end of the season. We'll see what happens. Because they can always release him and he can get signed by somebody and not get traded, But yeah, I ain't gonna keep y'all guys much longer. I'm gonna be on earlier tomorrow when I get done. I gotta be referee again tomorrow. Be back at it in the weekend. But like I said, remember in the chat, I got it. I got the website, lovethegame247.com. Make sure you get your kids there. But I'm enjoying Radio Row myself, but I want to pull some of you guys tomorrow to get on here and, hey, let's talk some stuff. Like Sharon, she going for those birds. She told y'all what's up. And I want to hear more from you all tomorrow when I go live early tomorrow. And maybe I'll get a bigger showing tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's all love, right? and appreciate you guys joining me. But hey, I'll be back pretty much every day this week. I'm planning on being here. I'm on again tomorrow, Saturday, and probably Sunday before that thing kick off. Sharon, I don't want you changing your mind about nothing. Stay with them Eads. I know I don't doubt you are. You know, y'all Eagles fans, y'all pretty solid. You ain't like them Dallas Cowboy fans where they, you know, they think every year they're gonna win the Super Bowl. Been 20, almost 30 years. I don't know what they thinking with Jerry out there. But no, I appreciate you guys, man, jumping in. You know, appreciate you guys jumping on. But like I said, look for me tomorrow night, right? I'll be here earlier tomorrow. Then I'll be back again on Saturday. And who's my team? All right, Championship University. I know you Johnny come lately, but at least you own. I appreciate that. You know, my team, my Bucks out. You know, my Bucks out, and you know, I've kind of said like it would be great to see. Uh, who's that? It took who? Yeah, the Chiefs 50 years. Yeah, it did. It took the Bucks. I remember those years because the Buccaneers, my team. I remember them going with the bags over our head back in the day. They were losing so bad. Then we finally got over that hump, right? So I understand. Then we got two in the GOAT. You know, Tom Brady came over to us. So hey, I think we came in the same year as the Seattle Seahawks. And they haven't won one. No, they won one. Yeah, they did with Russell Wilson. So they finally got one. I know Jacksonville hasn't gotten one yet. And the Dolphins haven't gotten one since Don Shula days. Yeah. Yeah, last title for the Cowboys, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time for them Cowboys. I don't know what their deal is. Yeah. Yeah, since 73, yeah, for the Dolphins. Bears, 85, yeah, back in 80s, but they won multiple ones. And then, Elway, it took him a little time, but when he won almost won. I think three, had a chance to win almost three in a row. Yeah. So yes, it's I'm just thankful my my Buccaneers got one. Now before we had the Bucks, all right, and this is truth because where I grew up playing ball back home in Florida, I played for the Spartans, Lakewood Spartans, Junior Spartans, and we were black and gold. So when I saw the Pittsburgh Steelers, that was always my favorite team, and I liked the Dolphins because I loved Don Shula. I ain't tripping on Cowboys. I like Dak Prescott. I hope Dak will get it together. But like I was saying, I was a Steeler. I grew up. I couldn't stand the Cowboys because I always felt like the Steelers were America's team because they won, those 4 Super Bowls. It wasn't in a row, but they won 4 Super Bowls. Right? They were the first ones to win 4 Super Bowls, and then I think the 49ers came along later. And William Floyd, who's a young man I helped groom back in the day, right? Oh, Bogus Egg Pirate. I hear you, Shane. Yeah. You know about them Spartans. You know about the Wood, Hollywood High. You know about that. But no, we got great football back home. But like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers is my favorite team, right? And then because we were black and gold. See, I grew up playing black and gold all my life, right? And so because we looked like the Steelers when I grew up, a lot of our uniforms, even at high school, we looked like the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then I got recruited by Iowa Hawkeyes, and they were black and gold. So I just knew I was going. I went to Iowa, but I didn't go to University of Iowa. I went to Morningside College, but I was hoping to get to the Hawkeyes. Yeah, but but then when the Bucks came, when our Bucks came to town, I fell in love with them, right? And but yeah, with the Cowboys. Now, granted, I wasn't a Cowboy fan, but because I was a running back, I love watching. The guys I learned watching, to be a good running back, my dad used to always have me watch highlights of Gale Sayers, who played for the Bears, Walter Payton, who played for the Bears. Those are teams that I watched. Franco Harris I watched, but mainly it was Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, of course, before Walter Payton, and then it was Tony Dorsett. Yeah. I'm showing my age. You're right about that. Yeah, because I'm a diehard football. But yeah, Gale Sayers was my favorite running back because I remember how They used to talk about him about a guy thought he could see. He saw eyes. He thought Gale Sayers had eyes behind his head because he would just get out of some stuff. Yeah, O.J. Simpson. Yeah, that's who I. Yeah, O.J. Simpson. Yeah, I used to watch him when he played for the Buffalo Bills and then in the 49ers. But those are my guys that I learned how that my father taught me to watch. OJ was one of them. Yeah. And Gale Sayers, Walter Payton, and Tony Dorsett, right? And then when I was in high school, it was Pony Express, with Eric Dickerson and Craig James, the Pony Express. Yeah. So yeah. Eric Dickerson was a man. ED could run the ball. Him and Craig James. Craig James was that white running back and they used to call it the Pony Express. And both of them was guys playing at SMU had over 1,000 yards rushing. And they were the real deal. Me and one of my teammates growing up together, Bud Givens, his brother Ernest Givens played pro ball for years for the Oilers. But his little brother and I grew up together. And we used to call ourselves the Pony Express, and we would switch up who was Craig James and who was ED, right? And I remember Chuck Muncie. Yeah, I remember Dan Fouts. He had Muncie, or was Muncie at the Vikings? I think Muncie was with Dan Fouts and Charlie Joyner, all those guys. Another reason why I like the Pittsburgh Steelers is because we had a hometown guy, Glenn Edwards. Glenn Edwards from St. Pete. I think Glenn Edwards went to play the Gibbs, but he played for the Steelers. And he played with Dan Fouts with the San Diego Chargers. Glenn Edwards, look him up. He was a DB for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then went on to star with the San Diego Chargers before he retired. But he's a hometown guy, Glenn Edwards. But yeah, that was another reason, why I love those Steelers. But I love that black and gold. I was diehard. Yeah, you telling your age too. Talking about all these people. Talking about me telling my age. You telling your age. Who else you got on here that you talking about? The GOAT conversation as far as quarterback. I mean, it's hands down Tom Brady for winning the Super Bowls. But now when you're talking about the best athletic quarterback, it's got to be Mahomes. But like I said, Randall Cunningham is gonna have to be in there if you're just talking about talent. But when you put wins with it, hands down, Tom is the GOAT when you win that many Super Bowls. Not because of his talent physically, his talent mentally and knowing the game, right? To play the position, right? So, but now if you talking about just playing a position, you got to put Randall Cunningham in there in that discussion, right? You got to put. I mean, Doug Williams put up some numbers. He put up some numbers, too, right? But yeah, there's some it's tough. You got to talk about Dan Marino, right? Emmitt Smith was during my day. Emmitt was like a year or two ahead of me in high school. And I remember Emmitt them had to play one of our schools in a state championship, St. Pete High School, and I got to meet Emmitt when I was with the Oilers. I was an undrafted free agent with the Oilers when Emmitt was still with the Cowboys, and we got to scrimmage against the Cowboys several times, and we played them in Japan for a preseason game, and then we came back. I think that year they still had the Superdome, or Astrodome. Superdome was New Orleans, but Astrodome was the Oilers. All right, you about to go live? Okay, I appreciate you joining me. But yeah, Emmitt was a real good running back. But Barry Sanders is, if Barry would have never retired, Barry would have killed that rushing record. We know that. I ain't taking nothing from him. Emmitt was a bad boy, but if you'd have put, Barry Sanders behind that line, if you do that, you'll definitely know what Barry was wrong. But hey, I appreciate you joining me, my friend. I appreciate you joining me. I'll be live tomorrow. I'll be earlier after I get finished refereeing my JV game tomorrow at 5. I'm gonna get home, hustle in, grab a little grubby grub, right? And I'll be back at it tomorrow. Good talking with you. I like that. I like conversation, right? We got to do more of that. So make sure you join me. I'll try to tap into your live too. Okay. I'll tap in. And oh, you want to tap in? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. I think you got to request to join if you want to tap in before we get off here. Do you have that request to join? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Did you get that? I think I sent. Where are you at? You on there? Hold on. I just did you get the let's see. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to invite you on here. Do you see it? I put that go live. Let's see. I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, you declined it or hold on, here we go. I think I got you. Hey, hey.
Oh, I'm there now.
All right, okay. What's up? What's up?
What's good?
Not much, man.
I'm laughing at the GO conversation though. I said, let me tap in real quick.
Yeah, tap in. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talking about the quarterback, right?
I mean, just any position.
Oh, any position? I mean, now when you say position, because when I look at running back, I look at Gale Sayers. I still look at Gale Sayers and Barry Sanders as my goals at that running back position. You know, but now with Saquon, what he's doing, he has to get added to that goal. And of course Walter Payton was always one of mine. One of my favorite. But if I would have to say all time GOAT, now I'm gonna tell you, I got to see Barry live and in color when I was playing. I got to see Barry up front and close and personal. All right. So and because I got to see him, I remember Al Smith was one of our linebackers. That brother was every bit of 6'1". No, Al was probably about 6'2", 255 pounds, and just chiseled. And that brother used to bring it. And he met Barry in the hole. And next thing he knew, he was slamming his hand on the ground because Barry had been spinned out of that hit so fast and went 60 yards on us in a preseason game. And he was done for the day. And I got to see that. And I sat there on my one knee looking, watching him, and just like being able to see him live and in color on the sideline as a player myself, the little brief time I had. Barry was a real deal, man. He was a real deal, man. So
I saw about it. I didn't miss the Barry Sanders home game. That's from where I'm from. But I'll tell you this: Barry Sanders was a hell of a running back. Very exciting, very entertaining.
Yeah.
He's one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
And when I ask these questions from people all the time, is that when we talk about who's the greatest of all time, who's the best ever, it comes down to who we like. It comes down because I can name you 10 guys that's great.
Yeah.
Right. So what separate them could be scheme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talent around them.
Oh, absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
How the team is built.
Yeah.
And just like if you put like Marshall Faulk was unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt. Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Adrian Peterson.
Oh yeah.
If you go back and look at the tape, O.J. Simpson, Jim Brown.
Oh yeah.
So I like to ask guys who actually lived it.
Yeah.
So when you were watching guys like Eric Dickerson, So in 91, 92, I was 11 and 12.
Yeah.
So
mm-hmm.
I can't tell you nothing about Walter
Right.
Payton in 85.
Right. Yeah.
But you got guys that's my age that's on these platforms that
Yeah.
talk about guys like they actually lived it. And I got a big issue about that. Like even with Magic Johnson, when we talk about Magic Johnson, I don't remember 1980. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just born.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say this.
Even when I before you said that, even when I go back and look at the tape, it's not the same feeling as in real time.
Well, yeah. No, yeah. I mean, because that's what I was gonna say. But now, because my dad would have me watch Gale Sayers a lot, right? And and they went on TV. They didn't play on TV as much as they play today. You know what I mean? They play, they play a lot more on TV today than they did, back then. But my dad would tell me, you're a running back. He said you need to learn how to have vision. So you need to watch somebody like Walter Payton, Tony Dorsett would, be in that conversation. But like you said, it's hard to say that when you're just looking at tape because it ain't the real deal. But I'm gonna tell you this though, Bear didn't have the blocking. Bear didn't have the blocking all the time.
Don't do that.
No. What I'm saying is like what you're saying. I go by what you said earlier about scheme. When you said about scheme, you know what I'm saying about scheme and stuff like that. Because I think Saquon is doing it now. Like they even talked the other day about even when you put 8 in the box, just because you put 8 in the box, nobody's proven to stop Saquon. Nobody's proven to stop Saquon putting 8 people in the box, and
I love Saquon.
Yeah, and they know, and they run the football. And they run the football.
When the Lions went 12-4 in 91, and they beat the Dallas Cowboys 38-6.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is what I mean about living in real time. So I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember what the paper said. It said the team of the 90s was the Detroit Lions.
No.
Brown was on that team. Listen, that team, Barry Sanders, the Lions went to the playoffs in 91, 93.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 93, 94, 95. I think they went to the playoffs 4 times during that stretch.
Yeah.
From 91 to 97, they was in the playoff 4 times. They just didn't get it done.
Yeah, no, they didn't. Yeah.
That team, if you would have said, think about this. In the time that we live now with social media, in the time that we live in now with all these podcasts, so much going on. The Lions beat the Dallas Cowboys 38-6.
Yeah. Mm.
That team that lost 38-6 went on to win 3 of the next 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
They consider one of the greatest teams ever.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that now we live in a time where we say this guy didn't have this, and then people start to believe. You can't rush for 2,000 yards and not have an offensive line. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have some type of blocking.
Yeah, you got some blocking. Yeah, you got some blocking. It may not be the best. It may not be the best blocking, but you can put. I mean, I'm gonna tell you. I'll give you another example. Who I thought was a really good running back, didn't have their pro career like I thought they were going to have, and it had to do probably was Kajana Carter from Penn State that played for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I know. I'm with you.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, he just.
When Corey Dillon got a good running game, a good scheme. He had a great year.
Yeah, he did. I think but I think they did. They probably got some better linemen. You know what I mean? And then you as a running back, I've all just from how I was taught. My dad, my coaches. It was always don't give me no excuse. You got to learn how not to get tackled. Sometimes they would tell. Sometimes your line may not make that block. What you gonna do? You got to learn how sometimes be prepared that your guy might not make that block. But so you got to have enough skill as a running back sometimes to get past that. So that's why I think when I look at it being a person as a running back is I ain't gonna always put it on the offensive line. Sometimes you got to have some put your work in and learn how to have vision. So sometimes, because I remember some plays where I knew plays were messed up, but because of my skill, because I could get out of stuff and avoid some stuff and had that determination that I'm not going to be tackled by the first person that touched me or the second person that touched me. I can show you film from high school, from college, where you have to. Yeah, you have to.
The Redskins had an outstanding offensive line that was better than the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
The 49ers offensive line was better than the Cowboys. And this is my opinion.
Yeah.
That Kansas City Chiefs offensive line with Freeze Holmes.
Yeah.
That line was unbelievable.
Yeah, they were. Yep.
It comes down to like this. What I'm real like as the older I get, these talking heads, it's not telling a full story. And most of the people they really don't study the game. They watch their favorite team. And then they watch these shows. And then they regurgitate what the shows say in the conversation, know how they own identity. So now it's like kind of like diluted. It's like it's not the same conversation anymore, because when I was growing up, right? There was no such thing as Montana's the GOAT, Elway, better than Montana. When I listen to this, so when I was in middle school and high school, Joe Montana was like 11 touchdowns, no interceptions, but he wasn't the consensus best quarterback when we talk sports. In the lunchroom, you know what I mean? It was John Elway. It was Dan Marino. And Brett Favre. Even Steve Young was getting a lot of love. I'll tell you something right now. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. Troy Aikman was the best quarterback in the league. Never. And he never choked in a big game. Right. That's my knowledge. You should. So that's what I'm saying. But if Troy Aikman was playing in this time, when he won his third Super Bowl in 3 years, they would have been calling him the best quarterback ever. I'm with you. I'm with you on. I'm with you on that. Just cause, like I said, you can't call Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the GOAT for winning Super Bowls, but I ain't gonna say Tom Brady's the GOAT when it comes to talent. You know. You gotta think about this. You play football. Respectfully, I'm gonna respect that you play at the highest level. So when you play sports, we do know this about football. A bounce here and a bounce there change the course of history. A bounce here, the Oakland Raiders may have more Super Bowls back in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? A bounce here, the Dallas Cowboys may have more Super Bowls in the 70s. I mean, Montana, if the guy catches the ball in the back of the end zone, they lose Super Bowl against the Bengals the second time around. And you know talk about that. Right. You never heard them talk about Roger Staubach being a GOAT. You know. That's what I'm saying. So, but he won. You know. He won a couple. But the point that I'm saying is, it's the moments and the fact that when you keep constantly talking about the conversation, can you imagine? Can you imagine if Wilt Chamberlain? I said to somebody that, can you imagine if Wilt Chamberlain was in the NBA, averaged 50 points and 27 rebounds, and his team kept getting put out the playoffs? Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, and all those guys will be calling the organization with Wilt egregious, and they'd be trying to force him to a contender. Russell wouldn't win 8 straight. You think a player in today's NBA will win 8 straight? And the media wouldn't allow it. No. But going by what you said too, though, that the talent that Wilt Chamberlain, not taking anything from Wilt, it ain't compared to that talent. These kids are like F1 cars, man. They so talented now. You know, they got so much. I think technology. I was telling this former NBA players. I said, and to your degree, you're a former NFL player too as well. It's about what did you do during your time. Now we can have a conversation and say, we can do the hypotheticals and say what this guy would do back in the day. Right. But if you're gonna say a Kevin Durant in the 70s or the 40s or 50s or whatever would do X, Y, and Z. Well, what if Wilt Chamberlain had the right tennis shoes? He had a massage therapist. Right. He had a chiropractor. He had a diet. How great would he be? I mean, he was averaging 50 and 20-some rebounds, making how much money a year? Imagine he making $60 million a year. Right. Yeah. So we can't just say how it is now without adding that to the guys today. Now I think these guys wasn't no drugs back in the day. Now I think there are some guys hand down. Like LeBron could have played to me in any era. Michael Jordan could have. Wilt Chamberlain. I think there's some guys that would have been successful. You know, but like you said, if they had all, I think pros gonna be pros. It's just all about. I think that's like we on social media right now. So think about the kid growing up on social media. How great he's going to be in front of a classroom. Right. And to present himself now. It's like it's second nature now. So you gotta always remember what's being taught today. I mean, just think about the cell phone and the pager. You know, our grandparents like, what you need a pager for? You know what I mean? So, and now we go crazy about these kids with these iPads. Right. So that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's about timing. That's it.
Man, I was just talking to somebody about how it's amazing how my high school back home in St. Petersburg, Florida. We would meet up on that football. Word would get out. We didn't have cell phones, but word would get out. Somebody would drive by the high school in the car on their bike. Oh man, they out there. Man, in minutes, in about 20, 30 minutes, cats rolling around the corner in cars, bikes, getting there, and everybody's on the football field. We working, we putting in work. That's how we grew up in Florida. The cats would come back that was playing college and pro ball and let us know what we need to do, because we had a sorry high school coach that didn't help, which a lot of high school coaches are that way. I coached for 12 years. I coached my boys. My oldest son went on to play at Boston College for Ryan Day, recruited him as a quarterback. He's been in the league for about 5 years, 6 years playing pro ball. So, I was blessed to learn those things during my time, because I said I'll never let it happen to me if I have kids or I go into coaching when I get older, what happened to us. And so I got into coaching for 12 years. I got one of my kids that I coached, one of the Newton kids. I coached the second round pick for the Commanders. I coached him and his brothers. I got quite a few kids. Yeah, I got quite a few of them.
I mean, the parks used to be sold out.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Like jam packed. Everybody was there.
Everybody.
They're not playing outside no more. The thing about it is, what we thought was for fun and competitive is now it's all the way business.
Yeah.
From the time you start playing out.
Yeah. Yeah.
The competitive side is you compete. You know who you're competing against now? When I tell you, let me see if you can figure out who do you compete against now.
Oh, I tell people you compete against yourself first before you compete. You got
I'm talking. In today's sports world.
Oh, for attention.
The competition now. Is chasing a check.
Brand. Yeah.
It's not the fact that when I leave the park no more, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And you got to walk up to me and shake my hand.
Yeah.
And say what's up, and then now we friends now because we respect each other because we both can play.
Right. Yeah.
That's where the respect comes from.
Yeah.
Now you got a lot of contract season that's going on now. The competitiveness is not what it used to be. That's not a knock to the guys.
Yeah.
It's just too much money.
Right. Yeah. It's just
You go get a dog fight when the playoffs start, but the night in and night out, the major game on Wednesday and Friday and on Sunday like it used to be.
Yeah.
Them days over with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You may get a couple a year, but I'm talking about the competitive side, because here's the thing: the American basketball player now.
Yeah.
They play each other so much.
So much, yeah.
Where there's no such thing as a LeBron versus Lenny Cook.
Right.
Anymore.
Yeah. Right.
You know why? LeBron and Lenny Cook go play 40, 50 times before they even get to high school now.
Yeah. Yeah.
These kids is playing all over the country.
Yeah, they are.
9, 10, 11. Where back in the day, when you open up Street Smith, when you open up the paper, and you heard the kid from Chicago or a kid in New York City and this and that, they play. The best players didn't play each other.
Yeah, not that.
Like that.
Right, they didn't. Yeah, yeah, because I don't remember AAU being that big at all when we were growing. It was rec, like you said. And you might happen to hear about a kid, like you say, in Chicago, or Tennessee or Florida, or wherever, New York or, Jersey or something. And that's why I say, like I said, I try to help kids with their recruiting, parents, and how to navigate through, things have changed. A lot of things are still the same in recruiting. You still got to develop your skill to be recognized, because they do all these. Yeah, they do all the skills testing. Like, a lot of these kids hurt themselves. I brought my 2 nephews up here in North Carolina 2 summers ago.
You talking about in
football?
Football.
Yeah.
No. I still think football still have that mystique about it.
Yeah.
Because you can't play everybody all
no, over. Right. Yeah, you can't play that many games.
You can play 7-on-7.
Right.
But you're not playing the way the basketball player. I told somebody this.
Yeah.
I said, from a separation standpoint, I don't think we're going to see a basketball player in the NBA separate themselves from the best and the second and third guy and the fourth guy is so far away from them.
Yeah.
I think those days are over with because they play each other too much.
No,
so the fear factor does not exist like it used to.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree on that because
anticipation.
Yeah, because
the anticipation is not there.
Yeah,
it's just not.
Yeah, because
even with the NCAA tournament, right? Even with the NCAA tournament, it's coming up. It's only for the gambler now. Like the super fan that exists.
Yeah.
We're not looking for the next guy to go in and win NBA championship.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of fifth-year seniors. It's a lot of grade exceptions. It's just the talent. It's more of an older league now. The NCAA tournament when it starts. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
But we're not. When was the last time you watched the NCAA tournament and you said, "Man, when they get to the NBA, I can't wait."
Yeah.